Hi, boys and girls. Today we're taking the facts that we gathered from reading our scholastic news, the volcano that stopped summer. And remember, I told you yesterday that you were to read it and then to go through and circle or highlight the facts from it. And you probably noticed, like I did, that it was loaded with a lot of facts. So you didn't have to write them all. What I did is I decided which facts did I really want in my informational piece, and I tried to rewrite them in my own words so that I didn't copy word for word from the Scholastic News. Well, the first thing I did is I looked at the front cover and I noticed down at the bottom it said 200 years ago, a volcano called Mount Tambora erupted. All over the world, the weather became cold and stormy. In North America, people called it the year without a summer. I thought that was a perfect topic sentence. So I took that information and I wrote it in my topic sentence. And I said a volcano called Mount Tambora erupted 200 years ago. It caused cold weather in the summertime. I wrote that, and that's all I wrote for my topic because that's like my introduction. So I didn't want to put too much in there. I wanted to save some for my fact one, fact two, and fact three. And remember, since it's like your introduction, that whatever you write up here, you need to make sure you give more details later on. So I thought that was plenty to just write those two sentences about the volcano erupting, what it was called, and how it caused cold weather in the summer. Now I'm going to go into some more details about that. So I went on into the middle of the Scholastic News and I noticed that it's really divided into four different sections here. It talks about the volcano erupting, then what happens, and a little bit more about the colder world, and then about the surprise invention. So, what I did is I went into fact number one. I kind of focused on when it did, from given the date here, and then I made fact number two. I kind of combined these two sections. And then fact three, I focused on the bicycle being invented. And I'll show you how I did that. So let's go back to what I did. So fact one, I put in there that the year it was, I put in 1815, a volcano erupted in Indonesia. It exploded and hot lava poured down its side. A huge cloud of ash, gas, and dust shot into the air. And remember when you're writing your facts down, this is your rough copy. So when you write them down, if you forget something, it's okay. You're going to go back over this and reread it, and you can add to it. You don't have to do any erasing. You can either mark through it or add the things that you need while you're doing this. This is your rough copy. This is your brainstorm right now. We're just gathering our facts, or actually, we've already gathered them. We're just writing them down now on our brainstorm. So that's all I wrote for fact number one. Then I went on into fact number two, and I kind of told a little bit more of what happened when that ash and the gas and the dust blocked the sun. And I just kind of went back again and said that it blocked the sun and that kept the sun from giving the earth light and heat, made the world's weather colder and stormier. And if I didn't want to go into telling about the bicycle, I could have ended it right there and then made my fact three some of the negative effects of the fact that the world was colder and stormier. I could have made this part right here of fact three if I'd wanted to, but again, I wanted to tell about the bicycle, so I just combined and said it killed crops and even snowed in June. People had to stay inside by the fireplace because it was so cold on July the 4th. People called it the year without a summer. So I combined and put all of that together. Again, you could separate it and just leave this third fact that I wrote down here completely out. But I added it, so I'm going to go on and read that. So I put for fact three, since the cold weather kept some food from growing, people had a hard time feeding their horses. People used horses to get around, and they needed something that didn't cost so much to feed. A man invented the bicycle for people to use to get around instead of horses during that same summer. So those are the facts that I wrote. Again, this is your paper. You do it your way. Just make sure you do include enough facts and details to be able to write a good informational piece. We'll come back and I'll show you how to transfer that over, adding those good sentence starters and showing you also how to come up with a good closing statement for your informational piece. But right now, just fill in your graph, fill in your brainstorm, the informational writing sheet that we included with your Scholastic News.